welcome to LexGo Eat, the Herald Leaders podcast about eating and drinking in the Bluegrass. I'm Janet Patton, and I cover food and bourbon and craft beer.
I'm Cheryl Truman. I cover business and features. We're without our third musketeer this morning, Sally Shearer, who is stuck back at the office.
Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. We're here today at Locals on National Avenue, and we're going to be talking with owner Seth Boyd and chef Darren Perozzi about when the restaurant's going to be opening and what's going to be on the menu. Okay, I'm here with Chef Darren Perozzi, and tell us about the menu that you guys are going to be cooking here at Locals. What are you going to be fixing?
Well, it's honestly, the best way to explain it, it's a culmination of immigration cuisine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's American food. It's American food at its core.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different flavors, from Morocco to French to Italian,
Really?
to German to, it's everything. It's
What do you
how
think
American food is.
What do you think the crowd favorite's going to be?
Definitely the lamb chop pops.
Lamb chop pops.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Those sound pretty good. It says seasoned with Locals rub. Did you come up with that?
Mm-hmm. Everything on the menu is pretty much mine. I would say 85% of the menu is Kentucky Proud, and about 99% of the menu is made in-house.
Here with owner Seth Boyd, and tell me about Locals.
Locals is a collaboration of my business partner and I, Billy Oakley. We've been in the industry for over 30 years and felt it was time to just move out on our own.
This is an amazing place. This was the Sportsman Liquor Store?
It was Sportsman's
But it looks
Liquor
a lot
Store.
different now.
Yes, it was vacant for about 12 to 13 years. And with the help of the developers and owners of the building, the Walker Properties, the vision they had for this building and everything led us to here, and we're extremely happy with how it's turned out.
Any idea when it's going to open?
We're really hoping for middle of September, but I do not want to open until everything's ready and just right.
Well, what kind of an atmosphere do you aim for with this place?
I definitely, it's like growing up and watching Cheers. I really want everybody to be able to come here. This be a spot you visit 3 or 4 times a week. And I think we've set up the menu. I think we've set up the drink list. I think we've executed everything and the location and everything for that to happen.
Yeah, National Avenue is a great location. Very hot right now. What's the price point going to be for this place?
Our price point, we really tried to keep lunch around that $10 to $12 area, which we did. We accomplished very well. So you can come here and just get a little bit of something, or your first date and all in between.
So you'll be open for lunch and dinner?
Yeah, 11 to close will be our hours, 7 days a week.
Sounds great. Well, I look forward to coming in when you guys finally get open.
Excellent.
Thanks so much for having us down.
Not a
We
problem.
had some really crazy Kroger news last week, right, Cheryl?
We did. Well, actually, there were 2 varieties of
Couple
Kroger
of crazy news.
You had the pickup at the for sale store.
That's right. On the good news side, Kroger is about to start online shopping, which they've begun in Versailles, and it looks really easy. You can go onto your Kroger account and pick out what you want, set a time to pick it up. You can even use your coupons. If you have paper coupons, you can bring those. I think a lot of people think that could be a real time saver, and that's going to be coming to Lexington sometime by the end of the year.
And the charge for that is?
I think the first 3 times are free, but then after that it's like $4.95 a time. And considering that it could save you an hour of shopping, I think it might be worth it. I think that Richmond Road and Beaumont Center are going to have that, and I'll let you know as soon as I hear when that's going to be coming. And I hope I get to try it out.
That is a really cool thing, I have to say, and it will save you so much time plowing down the aisles and waiting in line behind people. And I always get behind people who have these incredibly complicated orders, that take like 8 different checkouts. But in any case, in other Kroger news, on Friday, Kroger announced that it is giving up the store on Romany Road, which is a local favorite. It will be closing September 12th. At one time referred to as the Gucci grocery because of its well-heeled clientele. At one time it was a Randall's as well, and I think it started out a Shopper's Choice, which was a brand in Lexington back in the 1970s. But in any case, that building will be closing. There's even an online petition to save it. In fact, there seems to be some opportunity there. The city is very interested in getting a new tenant for that building.
Well, without that as the anchor for that little shopping center, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, right now it has been a pretty vibrant neighborhood shopping center. with an orange leaf and barbershops and banks and stuff like that around, and Wheeler's Pharmacy is right down the road. Without a grocery store, I don't know where that shopping center goes next.
Kroger does point out that the Euclid Avenue Kroger, which is a huge new investment, is only a mile away, and the Shinawee Road Kroger, recently renovated,
That's
I
right,
believe, is
yeah.
1.8 miles away.
In other grocery news, we learned last week as well that Lucky's Market is coming to Lexington. They're going to be putting in a store over on Broadway. It's in the old Winn-Dixie store right off of campus, kind of behind the Sonic and it's Buffalo Wild Wings and all that in there. Lucky's is a cross kind of between Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. It's all natural stuff, but a lot of it's private label, kind of like Trader Joe's has, Trader Joe's crackers. It's got a lot of private label, Lucky's label brands. And I think that's going to be kind of a big hit for the college. I think it's going to be great for the students.
It has a neat slogan, too. What is it? Organic
for the 99%, which, that's me. I mean, I'm not in the 1%.
I don't think I'm even in the top 30 or 40.
Yeah. Well, it's September, so it's National Bourbon Month, and there are lots of bourbon events coming up. This week, author Fred Minnick will be at the Morris Bookshop on Friday talking about his new book, Bourbon Curious, and he will have some samplings. It's also the day, Wednesday is the day that the Old Forester Birthday Bourbon comes out, and that's always very sought after. Speaking of Wednesday, there's something special going on this week, right?
It's the last of the summer classics at the Kentucky Theater, and they're going to be screening The Big Lebowski. And afterwards, there will be a block party with White Russians and costumes. So dust off your bathrobe and get on down there. And remember,
I think the White Russian party, I think that might be beforehand at the
bar.
No, Natasha's.
No?
The
Oh, okay.
after party is at the bar.
Okay.
With the costumes. I think it will be quite the scene. I mean, I'll admit it, I've never actually seen The Big Lebowski. Maybe I'll go this time.
This is like a fatal flaw in
I know.
Janet's education, guys.
Yeah, I agree. I know. I've never actually seen The Big Lebowski. I know.
There will be a lot of people wandering around with White Russians talking about how the rug pulls the room together.
We have a very special treat today, I hope. And why don't you tell us about it, Cheryl, since you're kind of in this ladies' camp?
I am in this ladies' camp, Gooey Butter Cake. Last week, Janet ran a recipe, sort of an easy recipe for Gooey Butter Cake in the paper, and I was protesting, I think on this very podcast, that this was not really Gooey Butter Cake, because you can only get it in St. Louis, preferably made by the St. Louis recipe. So a lady took Janet up on this and said the same, and in fact she was going to St. Louis this weekend to visit family and was going to bring us back an authentic gooey butter cake of our own.
Yes.
And Janet has also made another one. So no matter what happens to us today, we are apparently destined to eat gooey butter cake. Feel bad for us, y'all.